In this vlog, I'll be sharing some tips and ideas for making the most out of a small living space with a child. I'll show you some of my favorite items that help keep our small home from feeling too cluttered, even with two large dogs. So let's get into the tips before I show you around our space. Tip number one is to try to have as many things as possible serve multiple functions, and to find things that grow with your child so that you don't have to continuously buy new items. I'll show you how we do this with our bedroom TV stand and also our nightstands. I prefer drawers over shelves because they help keep small spaces from looking cluttered. You can see an example here in the before and after of our entryway. Examples of things that grow with your child could be our crib that converted from a bassinet to a crib, our high chair that we were able to pop an insert into that worked from age 4 months on up, and also our baby swing had a newborn insert, so it still works for him now even at 7 months. Tip number two is to be creative. Try to find ideas for repurposing and reusing things that you already have in your home, as well as how you might use things in a different fashion than perhaps what they were intended for. For example, our diaper holder is literally a basket we had that I turned sideways. I also ended up finding a way to turn our dog crate into our baby changing station and a regular old dresser for your closet, your bedroom, into an entryway organization station. My third tip is to get rid of the stuff that you don't need and wait to purchase things until you actually need them. Hopefully by that time you've been able to get rid of something else, so that as you're bringing something into the house, something is going out of the house. I know there's that 6-month rule for clothes where people tell you, okay, if it's worn or you haven't worn it in 6 months, worn as in tattered, in need of repair, or you haven't worn it in 6 months, or you're not in love with it, or it doesn't bring you joy. These are the kind of benchmarks for getting rid of things. In my world, if I don't have a use for it, it needs to go. So we have the cycle of donation. As soon as he grows out of it, it goes elsewhere to someone else. Besides a few things that are sentimental. Of course, I'm keeping some of his baby outfits. However, anything else that he doesn't need, like he just grew out of his infant bathtub insert, so that is on its way out because we just had to buy a new, bigger one for the bathtub. I am constantly doing monthly at this point, going through the house, doing a whole sweep of things to see what we can get rid of, and just taking stuff out of the house as quickly as I can, because there's a constant flow of things coming into the house. If we aren't careful, we'll end up on an episode of Hoarders. Next up, I'm going to actually show you our space. If you found any of these tips helpful so far, please drop, a smile, a heart, house emoji in the comments so I know what content is helpful to you and what you'd like to see more of. Let's head over to our main bedroom closet. I love this storage system that we found here for him. Fits inside of a very small 1940s closet. And yes, and then I used a label maker, and you can, switch up as needed. These drawers are great because they're very lightweight and you can pull them all the way out and take them with you to get what you need or to put laundry in them. Also on top, I used this Target clear storage system. I have a bunch of these. You can see everything that's inside, and you can stack these smaller ones on top to put little mementos, and super easy to find things. Just to give you an idea, when I say small closet, I mean a small closet. So here we actually have to store some of our cleaning pieces, our rug cleaner, because it's just a really tiny old home that doesn't have a ton of storage. So I also have this little cart. I used it for art supplies at one point. Another time I used it for dog food can storage. I found it at Ross, so it's definitely gotten good use. Very multi-purpose. Right now, as you can see, it's kind of like a little drop spot for books and for his little nail file and disposable changing pads that we usually pop in the diaper bag. Yes. This is another one of my favorite little finds from Ross again. I always keep my measuring tape with me when I'm out so I can grab stuff if it fits the dimensions. So this is like a cute, small little nook that I wanted to do something with so it wasn't wasted space. And we needed something to put the TV on, but also something that had some extra storage. So you can see I use it for books. Over here, old school, I know, DVDs, but also for bedding. So you can get a good little bit in here, a few different sheet sets. So this has been a great find. Over here, we have one of our pups, Bruno. Hi, Bruno. This rocking chair I just got off of Wayfair. Needed something small that would fit in here. It also provides extra seating and just another place to rest things. The Cradlewise we love because of its compact size. It fit really well into our room. It also has the camera and sound machine built in that white panel. So those are not extra things that are taking up space, and it converts from a bassinet to a crib. So you have 2-in-1, and you can see this is what it looks like in a crib mode. We took out the bassinet piece when he was able to kind of sit up, pop his head over the edge. We sometimes use it as a play area. We turn off the rocking motion, of course, making sure that we supervise him when we do that. And he loves it. He can just kind of, play with his toys in there. One of the things that you do have to account for is that because it's not a traditional crib, you can't really clip on a mobile because of the netting there. All of that is washable. It comes out and you can toss it in the wash machine. So we did get this standing mobile holder. His grandmother had given him a clip-on mobile. We just took off the mobile piece and hooked it onto this music box that we bought separately from the stand, and it works perfectly fine. So that was one of the adjustments that we did have to make, but it is a small adjustment for all of the benefits with the Cradlewise. Over here in the corner, you have a Senegalese basket that I love because it has a top, so it's our giant laundry hamper. And then this other little white piece there that our humidifier is on was in the garden at one point, in my office at one point. So it's definitely served multiple purposes and is a great height to get the humidifier mist around. Next to the bed, I know I have fire extinguishers all over the house. I'm a little paranoid. But these drawers were from World Market, tons of storage. And then on the inside, I went to the Container Store and got these little dividers that help keep things from becoming a total disaster. And over here, I do still like my old school sound machine. That thing is so beat up. I've had it since college. I don't know what it is about this sound machine. It's from JCPenney, but I love it more than even all of the modern machines. I guess I should probably replace it at some point, but it's definitely helps me get to sleep and drown out some of the noise. The other great thing about the Cradlewise is that you can turn it on and off from your phone, both the bounce and the noise machine. You can also adjust the intensity for both, and you can see the room temperature as well as how long your baby's been asleep. Next, I'm going to take you around the corner into our office / dog room / baby changing area / art room. We had this giant crate and nowhere to put a baby changing station. We did have to keep the crate because Bruno there likes to get into things when we're not home. The crate topper allowed us to turn this into additional usable space. I found it on Etsy. It was fairly affordable. You can get it in custom sizing, and I ended up adding a little bit of a protective coating and sanding it down just a tad bit. These baskets we already had. You can put, whatever. I probably found these, I'm trying to think, like Marshalls, TJ Maxx, probably. And over here, the Diaper Genie is really compact and fits well. Overall, I love how this came out. And once it's not a diaper changing area, you can really turn it into anything you want. So it could be a wrapping packaging space for my small jewelry business. Next, we have our small Highchair, which we sometimes actually have to sit on those steps to feed him or on the couch because there is no dining area in our teeny tiny house. We found this adorable little IKEA blow-up inflatable chair back because he's been in this high chair since about 4 months, which even though it's a small high chair, he was pretty tiny. And once he's a little bit bigger, we can pop that out. And then it has the footrest as he grows. So this is a great lightweight first high chair, especially for a small home. And that tray pops off for washing as well. We do not have a coat closet, so I had to create my own entryway. So I put a couple of hooks up there for our coats and bags. Over here we have that little canister for umbrellas, walking sticks, and then this Wayfair drawer set. In the top we have things like the keys, hand sanitizer, masks, disinfectant wipes for our phones. Then the next drawer we have all of our dogs' leashes and harnesses. The third drawer, we're able to pop in reusable bags, and in the bottom drawer, we have space for slippers for guests since we don't wear shoes inside, as well as additional masks and things that we don't really have space for, and this keeps it really neat and clean. Here's a quick recap. I hope that you found these tips helpful. If you'd like tips on easy wall decorations with a big impact, click on the next video.